into is free beer.
I'm with Earl.
No free beer.
Robert was buying.
You're late. All right. Well, I'm glad y'all could make it. This is my worst nightmare. I've been doing this in the club for about 20 years. I've always dreaded having a huge crowd show up.
Guess what?
And guess what? A huge crowd showed up. All right. I have reason to believe this might happen, so I think I have enough instructions for everybody, as long as everybody is not in a car by themselves. Well, not everybody. All right.
You don't get any instructions.
I assume that a lot of y'all have not been on these Gumball Rallies before. Let me raise your arm if you have not been on one. Okay, great. We won't see y'all again.
They're fun, but they're they can be frustrating sometimes.
What I'm going to do is give you some instructions/directions, suggestions. Right. You follow them. I've tried not to make it too terribly difficult to follow. There are a few little, I'm not going to call them tricks, but you better pay attention to what it says.
Lies.
No,
They're lies, straight out
Read
lies.
this thing over and over and over and over. All right. Also, along the way, there are questions about stuff that you might see. Sometimes they're just obvious, blatant, easy. Some of them are a little more difficult. Okay. So, well, no, they're hidden.
Nuance.
You might. So, what you want to do is write down what you came up with. All right. Then, at the end, there's a tiebreaker, because sometimes some people get everything right. It's happened before.
Really?
Really? It's happened. The last question is, how many miles did you travel? Okay. Now, I have a number that I did this ride in my car. Of course, obviously, I didn't make any mistakes. So, that is sort of the tiebreaker. Usually that's worked pretty good. You know, you get down to 1/10 of a mile, it's pretty hard to get it exactly right. So, however, for some people, if you make a mistake and you correct it, then you can try to recalculate how many miles. You don't have to just write down how far you went. What you're after is how many miles you should have ridden. Go what?
Love you anyway, Violet.
So, if there's a question to be answered, there's a question mark there. So that means you need to answer it. Okay, if there's not a question mark, it's just a direction or something like that. I've tried to run this thing to hit some roads that still have some colorful leaves on them. And we're kind of at the end, as everybody knows. We had a lot of rain, so we might be, there's still some places that have some. All right. What important question? Okay. For those people who need it, I have put down here where we're going, the address, and the phone number.
Yeah.
I also have my phone number on here, and that is the right one.
So he says.
1-800.
People were missed a turn, so we're calling. Oh, nobody's answering. It was funny. Yeah.
Yes,
That was the
question.
one that.
What time should we arrive?
I'm hoping if you drive along, now here again, this is not a contest of speed. Speed is just going to cause you a lot of trouble because you're going to miss stuff. As a matter of fact, you're going to miss directions. You're going to be lost. So, well, yeah, it's the old thing, we're lost, but we're making great time, right? I think it's going to take 2.5 hours or so to do it right. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I picked the biggest restaurant in the area that we're going, and I think they're going to be shocked when we walk in. I'm going to try to call them. However, we know everybody is not going to show up at one time, obviously. Some of y'all probably aren't going to show up at all. I have told the restaurant that we're coming with a group of people, although I didn't fill up this meeting. And but we are going to come, kind of stagger in. That we're not going to sit down at one big huge table because you can't do anything anyway. So we'll be sitting at separate tables. And I'm going to get up there early and talk to them, and hopefully they're going to get mad.
They're not going to get mad at you. They're going to make money.
They're going to make money.
They're going to make money.
So you know the restaurant.
Go out.
Call in extra help.
Yeah, just need to show arrive. The other thing I'm concerned about is parking.
Yes.
Is there any adjacent parking?
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to let everybody go at once. We're going to kind of spread it out, but with this many people handing it out, I can't get everybody to go at once anyway. I have here the directions. I want to get your name, and I'm going to give you a number, and that's so I can keep track of it to do the scoring. So, any other questions?
Hey, Robert,
Yes.
for the new people, make sure that they understand that just because you're going one way and cars are coming the opposite way from the group, that may not be a bad thing.
May not be.
So I'm getting on the phone, but where the hell are you going?
I have been known to loop them around a little bit.
Yes.
So you might hit somebody going the other way, you might be right, or you might both be wrong.
Right, so we have to be confident.
So,
Yes.
any other questions?
You know what you're doing.
Any more questions? Yes, there will be a prize for the person who wins.
Toilet paper.
Now, I got rid of all that. I don't have any more toilet
Charmin is officially gone.
paper.
Oh, yeah.
Officially.
That's what we want.
No more toilet paper.